Hello, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to our channel Coins Capital, where we delve into the fascinating world of coins from around the globe. Today, we're exploring a coin with a rich history and significant cultural value, the 1942 Australia penny. Whether you're a dedicated collector or just interested in history, this episode will cover everything you need to know about this classic piece. So, let us jump in. To understand the 1942 Australia penny, we first need to look back at the time period in which it was minted. In the early 1940s, Australia, like many nations, was engulfed in the challenges of World War II. The nation was heavily involved in the war effort, supplying resources, troops, and aid to the Allies. With resources diverted to support the war, Australia's domestic industries were under tremendous strain, including the Royal Australian Mint. During this time, the need for currency was critical for maintaining economic stability. The penny was an essential coin in everyday Australian life, especially since it held purchasing power for smaller, daily transactions. In 1942, Australian coins were primarily minted in Melbourne, but due to the war, production was expanded. Coins were also minted in India at the Bombay Mint, marking the only time the Bombay Mint produced coins for Australia. This piece of history makes the 1942 Australia penny unique because it was produced in two locations, Melbourne and Bombay. Now, let us examine the design of this classic coin. The obverse, or front, of the 1942 Australia penny features a profile of King George VI, who was the reigning monarch at the time. Designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, this portrait shows the king facing left, adorned in his royal attire. Encircling the king's portrait is the inscription George of 6 DG, BR, OMN, Rex FDIND, Imp, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. This elaborate title reflects Australia's ties to the British Empire during this period. On the reverse, we see an iconic image, a bounding kangaroo, a powerful national symbol of Australia. This design was created by George Kruger Gray and is one of the most recognised images in Australian coinage. The kangaroo is leaping to the left, symbolising strength, resilience, and forward movement. Below the kangaroo, we see the denomination penny and the year 1942. Above, the word Australia is prominently displayed. This straightforward design celebrates the kangaroo as a cultural and national symbol while keeping the layout clean and simple, making it a visually appealing coin. One interesting detail about the 1942 penny is the small mint mark, indicating where it was produced. Coins minted in Bombay bear a tiny eye mark beneath the kangaroo's tail, while those produced in Melbourne lack this mint mark. This small difference can be important for collectors, as it influences both the rarity and value of the coin. Let us look at how many of these coins were produced. In 1942, approximately 45 million pennies were minted in Melbourne, while an additional 25 million were struck in Bombay. The higher production numbers in Melbourne mean that Bombay minted pennies are comparatively rarer, which can make them more valuable to collectors. These two versions of the 1942 penny are nearly identical in design, but the eye mint mark on the Bombay coin makes it stand out. For collectors, this small detail represents a significant difference, as it indicates the unique historical context under which these coins were made. Now, let us dive into the current value of the 1942 Australia penny. As with all coins, the value depends largely on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. Generally, the 1942 Melbourne penny is valued slightly lower than the Bombay minted version due to its higher mintage. Here's a general idea of what you might expect for each condition grade: good G4, 0.50 to 1; very good VG8, 1 to 2; fine F12, 2 to 3. Very fine VF20, 5 to 10. Extremely fine F40, 15 to 30. About uncirculated O50, 50 to 70. Uncirculated MS60 plus, 100 to 300 plus. For the Bombay Mint penny, these values can be up to 25% higher due to its relative rarity. For a well-preserved Bombay minted penny in mint state, the value can go even higher, often fetching a premium price from collectors seeking specific historical items. While the 1942 Australia penny itself is relatively common, certain error varieties are highly sought after. Coins with notable minting errors, like die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubling, can be considerably valuable. One of the most notable types of errors to look out for is the doubled die. This error occurs when the design appears doubled, creating a shadowed effect on certain parts of the coin, such as the date or lettering. Coins with this error are rare and can sell for much higher than regular coins. Another valuable error type includes die cracks, which appear as raised lines across the surface due to the breaking of the die during minting. Off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, are also attractive to collectors and can significantly increase the value of the coin. So, you've decided to collect the 1942 Australia penny. What are the best practices for doing so? Collecting these pennies can be incredibly rewarding, both for the historical insight and for their potential value. To start, make sure to store your coins in a way that preserves their condition. Avoid touching the surfaces with your fingers, as oils from your skin can damage the coin over time. Instead, handle them by the edges or use gloves. Investing in quality holders or capsules can prevent scratches and tarnish, keeping your coins in top shape. Avoid cleaning your coins, as this can reduce their value, especially if they have a natural patina or signs of age that collectors appreciate. The 1942 penny stands as a symbol of resilience for Australia during a time of global conflict. Its production across multiple locations reflects the collaborative efforts between nations and the enduring connection between Australia and its Commonwealth allies. Today, this coin isn't just a collectible, it's a piece of history. Each 1942 penny tells a story, not only of Australia's wartime economy but also of the people who used these coins daily. For collectors, owning this coin means holding a small part of Australia's past. To recap, the 1942 Australia penny is a fascinating coin with a rich historical background, unique design elements, and a range of values based on condition and rarity. While a typical 1942 penny might only be worth a few dollars, mint state examples, Bombay varieties, or error coins can be highly valuable. For anyone interested in Australian numismatics, it's a must-have. Thanks for joining us for this journey into the history of the 1942 Australia penny. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Let us know in the comments if you have one of these pennies in your collection, or if there's another coin you'd like us to cover.